And there you have it. She drove around. Look at that. Thing of beauty. First test, I think it went pretty well. So, let's get a new look at the cockpit, see how the new monitor's working out, eh? So, there she is, doing pretty well considering I didn't have much room to maneuver around. But she did move a little slow because I still have some calibration to do with the transmission. You can see the lines are pretty loose and flopping around. Ideally, you want to get them nice and taut so I can take full advantage of the speed that this snowblower can provide. But she can move back and forwards. Unfortunately, more forwards than backwards because I guess she doesn't want to run from a fight or anything. So, let's take a look inside the cockpit and investigate what the heck that beeping noise is. So, yeah, I'm climbing into the cockpit one-handed while holding my phone, which is probably something you shouldn't do, but I'm doing it anyway because I like to live dangerously. And the Raspberry Pi went into sleep mode. Wake up. There you are. You can see, new monitor, it's a little bigger than the previous one. There's some slight resolution issues. You can see some letterboxing on either side. And it's a little pixelated, but it still looks pretty good. We've got our friend the targeting reticle and some cool designs on the side just for fun. You can tell the camera is a little off from this big old crescent right here because, you know, up in the head the camera's got off center from the lens. So hopefully that should resolve itself by just taking the head off, poking around a bit, putting it back on. We've got our temperature at 50 degrees Celsius, and that's kind of warm, probably because it's using 69% of its GPU. And these actual little bars, you can see them twitching a bit. They're actual bar graphs that move back and forth. So it's kind of nice, not a square bar graph. And of course, Q to exit the, you know, HUD command, camera command. The date and time. So it is April 7th, 2020 at 6:20 p.m. And I'm filming this, and you can see my brother's car. Hello, car. And that's a live feed, and you can see me rocking the mech and the camera twitching on there. So I just gotta really clean up the camera a bit, make it all nice and shiny. And the arms are having a tendency to bow inwards a little bit. You can see that I wasn't you know, fully making the arms swing up and punch, and that's because I'm still, you know, trying to figure out how to get this to work, and also the arms keep bowing inwards, so. Well, that should be an easy fix. I just gotta put something on the back of the arms to pull them further out to counterbalance these bungees here. And working with this arm is a little tougher because it's got all these bone cables for the fingers, and maneuvering that around this brake stick is a real challenge. And right here we've got our friend the Cyber Power. You can see it is currently at a 46-minute runtime. That's powering the Raspberry Pi and the monitor. And let's check some of the other features. It is using 10% of its load capacity. The battery is currently at 62%. And there is 0 volts input. And it's outputting 120 volts. And you can see this is just standard wiring that you'd use for your house. I mean, this is a standard power strip. You've got your USB adapters. You've got your standard monitor power cable. And then the little beauty, that is the Raspberry Pi right here, which is, you know, the open source computer about the size of a credit card. And it runs off Linux. I forget the exact version I have, but it's a sort of a Apple-looking clone sort of thing. And I've got the camera for the head. That goes from the standard wobbly 15-pin ribbon to a HDMI, so it's a lot more stable going up into the head because I was experiencing a lot of pinching with the camera cable. And I have a HDMI to VGA adapter to feed to the monitor because getting a HDMI monitor would be more expensive, and you know, I'm just using one I have lying around. Ooh, 71% GPU or CPU usage. Nice. And I've got the Raspberry Pi in a 3D printed case. that I kind of cobbled together and have been, you know, goofing around with ever since. So, and the this pedal seems to be working pretty well, but it seems to be colliding a bit with the lock on the codpiece here. So I don't think I'm getting the full strength of the clutch, but Murdoch was still moving. And you can see I was steering Murdoch a bit using the foot pedals. Now I didn't remember to do the torso rotation because, well, I was too busy juggling the arms. But you can hear Murdoch creaking. And here we go. Yeah, it is kind of slow. But, oh, there we go. That's because some of the brackets are bent, out of shape, so I need to spend like 15 bucks to get some new ones. And that would probably make it a lot more responsive. And though she'd be rotating at the same speed, she wouldn't be have such a startup time for it. So we'll just put this back into position so I can actually get out of the mech. And the steering mechanism, or steering gauge, was working actually pretty well. As you can see, the needle is over to the right, and the neck was, at the end, before I shut it off, was turning right. And probably when I put the wheels to the left, there we go. We'll see how that does. Using all the electricity. Okay. So it looks like I gotta replace that rubber band. But once I replace that, you can see it puts some slack on the cable. And now Marduk would be turning left into the house. And that's not a good thing. Marduk ain't strong enough to smash a building. But she is probably strong enough to knock down a bunch of boxes, which is something I might have in mind for later. So I'll just put that into default position, turn off the electrical system, and get out of the mech. Well, probably not the electrical system, it's the power steering system. So, yeah, there we go. Grab a handle right here. And up and down. There we go. Now, with Marduk, it was a lot of learning experience, figuring out what would work and what didn't. And, oh, you can see her wheels turn. Anyway, there's a lot of bit-second catch your clothes as you're trying to get out, so getting out of the mech is a bit of a challenge. And since she's now, I guess, more or less fully operational, I might be taking a break for a few days, you know, work on the arms and just bask in the glory of my giant robot. And I don't know, maybe work on Judd McStud a bit to get him people-friendly. And Saturday, I'm hoping that I'll be able to do a more of a drive test on a live stream. I'll take Marduk and put her, you know, right there, kind of in between the mech-mobile and the house. And then I can drive her forward, you know, turn left and right, give a real demonstration, full demonstration of what she can do. And I know I've got some boxes in the garage. I can stack them up maybe and have her knock them down, or maybe set up this wood as some sort of barricade and have her crush it. Who knows? But do something fun and entertaining for our live stream. I mean, it is looking like there will be good weather on Saturday. And here, let me just close this. Yeah. Make Marduk look pretty while we're talking. There we go. So now, yes, the live stream. Use lots of entertaining stuff, like maybe set up Judd McStud's torso and have her punch it like I did in that earlier test video before I gave her the rotating torso. And, also maybe have her rotate her torso and then punch. That'd be pretty neat. And I guess that's it for today. I know I've blabbed a lot. This is probably going to be a really long video, but if you do enjoy my content, be sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.